I think it's a little more than that in actually in the way that it's positive. To put a positive spin on it, I'll make it personal. I'll include our mutual friend Bob Ritchie, PKA Kid Rock. A few years ago, I went to his son's wedding, and I think might have even been 21. Like I just started at Ledger, and Bob is my age, and everybody my age was like, yeah, we don't understand what Ian does. Ledger, never heard of it. Like, Ian, when you worked at LVMH and Apple, we got it. This thing you're doing, we don't understand, but you're a nerd. We've always known you're a nerd. So we just like you anyway. The groom and the groomsmen were like, you work at Ledger? Dude, he works at Ledger. Like every single one of them, knew it. Now, for me also, by the way, I'm happy if, Kid Rock owns Bitcoin through the ETF, because I actually want him to see it next to his other equities. That's the right place for him to see it, right? Yeah. Like I want him to have exposure. Is he really going to be, or maybe are most people my age really going to be a hardcore Bitcoiner? Probably not. But we know, and you can see it in Washington, this shit is generational.
Yeah. There's two. There's the generations within Bitcoin and those classes that evolve over time. But then there are normal generations.
Coming
right?
in.
You're not going to have somebody in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, writing down a seed phrase and putting it in their sock drawer. Like you're gonna see a lot more of that action with ETFs. So there is good and bad.
Exactly.
But
that's
that
why
doesn't
I think
resonate with like the class of 2013. They're just like, no, you gotta be a Sherpa. You gotta take grandma through the process and things like that.
And I just think that that's unrealistic, right?
I agree.
I think we have to bet on the younger generation, right? We have to bet on, and it's like the evolution of technology, and we have to sort of just, we know that tomorrow will be different, that tomorrow's generation will be different. They have a different level of technical savvy and technical capability. Also, the products will get a lot better, over that same time, just like with the internet. I mean, I started working on the internet in 1990. I remember when you didn't say, go to my website or download my app, you would say, there's this thing called the internet. And if you get a computer and a modem and a web browser and an ISP, then you can download this ugly page really slowly. I mean, so the fact that it is kind of hard to use, like that's normal. That's why we're climbing this hill, and then so you go, okay, well, I can picture a future where, you have, and I also just think that the future is probably heterogeneous, right? Like you probably have kind of a mixture of custody and self-custody depending on what it is. Just like in your wallet today, you have some cash, you have some credit cards, they have different limits. You've got ID, they're issued by a centralized authority. They can be revoked by a centralized authority, but you know what I mean? Like there's a mixture of it, and they really all have their place. I have total faith that like this stuff just works itself out over time, and these religious arguments are sort of, they just morph as time goes on.
It is what it is. It doesn't really matter if people are upset about it, right? The ETFs are here, the corporate treasuries are here and exploding, right? Like they're growing. It's just a new reality that everybody has to adjust to.
I just saw today, Jamie Dimon said that JP Morgan is going to allow their customers to buy Bitcoin. And it reminded me when Steve Jobs got on stage and announced iTunes for Windows, and the words behind him said "Hell froze over." And by the way,
his daughter's been buying for a very long time. By the way, Jamie Dimon's daughter has been into Bitcoin for quite a bit. So it's always kind of funny to see.
I feel like the ETF is just bribery for the major financial institutions. Like we just bribe them, and now they can say, "Oh, this is how you can own Bitcoin." So we got our service charge, right? And that's just it. Now it's okay for them to say it's cool when they've been telling everyone's financial advisor's been saying, "Oh, stay away from Bitcoin. You can't do it." Now they got their beak wet in a true capitalist fashion. Now they're willing to be supportive of it.
Well, and also you have to admit, like again, to come back to my chief experience officer title, the user interface is pretty damn good.
Yep. Yes.
Pretty damn good.
It's by far the smoothest, Bitcoin crypto wallet out there.
Yes.
And it's scary stuff, right? Like, these are, it sometimes feels like you're, de-arming like a bomb or something when you have to deal with crypto assets in a wallet. But, I do think that Ledger does the best job both on the hardware and the software side.
We're trying, and it'll only get better. Like really, it's what we're focused on every day. I mean, what we do every day is just try to make the experience better without compromising on security and self-custody. Every cycle, like some rational people have very reasonable reasons that you should compromise on security, self-custody, or both. Yeah. And they always lead to disaster.
Yeah.
Like we should just stop when people try to give you those reasons. We should just say, just shut up. Just like wait till the end of the cycle and